What's up everybody, I'm Jaspreet Singh and I've heard people call America the poorest rich country in the world, and that's a really interesting way to put it because on one hand you have people around the world that would be willing to risk their lives to come to America because they have the opportunity to become successful, and then in America you have a lot of people that are, well, living broke because you have money and so you can go out and buy nice things. Like just think about some of your friends. How many of your friends complain about money, don't have a lot of savings, don't have a lot of investments, but still have a nice home, they have a nice car, and they have a whole bunch of nice stuff, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. So you can send this video to all of your friends that complain about money, because what I want to do today is go over 7 signs that you are richer than you think. Number 1, you are in the United States of America, because this is the land of opportunity. This is the place where people around the world would risk their lives to come to, because here you don't got to worry about a lot of the other issues that people around the world have to deal with. Like in my home in Punjab, which is a state in India, we just installed a toilet seat about 10 years ago. Before that, it was just a hole in the ground. So if you wanted to go to the bathroom, you better be able to squat. And if your leg muscles aren't strong enough, well, you better have a towel to wipe yourself off after. Guess what? If you're in America, you don't got to worry about what time you have to take a shower, or what time you have to go to the bathroom, or what time the electricity is going to go up. But my house in India still to this day has the issue where the water goes out at 11 a.m. So if you want to take a shower, you want to go to the bathroom, do it before 11. Because if it's after 11, there's no running water. And on top of that, our area still doesn't have electricity 24 hours a day. And then beyond the basic living standards, you have access to opportunity in America that you have nowhere else in the world. If you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter which background you are, it doesn't matter who your parents are, it doesn't matter where you went to school or if you didn't go to school, you have the opportunity to become successful. Now, is it easier for some people than others? Absolutely. But that does not mean that it's impossible for you. You have to be willing to learn, you have to be willing to make mistakes, and you have to be willing to try things. My dad used to tell me the story that back in India, where my family's from, there used to be a rule that if you wanted to open a business or have a business, you had to first get approval from the government as to what days and what hours your business or your shop can be open. So if the government said you can only be open Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays until 5 p.m. and your shop is open at 5:15, well then a police guard is going to come with a gun forcing you to shut down your business, because that's just how it worked. You weren't allowed to be open unless you had approval from the government to be open. So you had all these regulations, versus here in America you have opportunity to build something and you don't have to ask permission to do every single little thing. You have the ability to go out, create something and build something, and you have the opportunity to reap the benefits from that if you can become successful. Second, you are richer than you think if you didn't get bogged down by tens of thousands of dollars worth of consumer loans or debt back in your early teens or early 20s. Right now, at the time of recording this video, the average American has something around $32,000 worth of student loans. The average American is borrowing more than $39,000 to go out and buy a new car. The average American household has over $6,200 worth of credit card debt, and then the average American household has more than $1,500 worth of other debt. These are things like payday loans and cash advances, that extra kind of debt. If you don't have these debts, you are richer than you think, because now the income that you're making can be used to make yourself rich instead of just making your banker richer. Third, you're healthy. If I was in charge of the world, the first thing that I would do is I would change the education system, and I would make sure that we start teaching at least 4 things in every person's school, from elementary school to middle school to high school. And the 4 topics, this is a very crooked triangle, that I would make sure that everybody learns is first, physical health, mental health, spiritual health, and then your financial health. So many people assume that if I make more money, the rest of my life will just magically get better. But that's not right. Money fixes the financial part of your life. This is what I call my quadruped triangle. Your money is just the top of the triangle. But if you really want to live a happy and fulfilled life, you have to be physically healthy, you have to be mentally healthy, and you have to be spiritually healthy. And more money will not fix these things. These will just allow you to now reap the rewards of having more money. So when it comes to being healthy, you have to understand what it means to first be physically healthy. That means your nutrition, and that means your exercise. If you have the ability to walk, you have the ability to live a life, and you are healthy, that's a great first step. And then you also have to be mentally healthy, because if you're depressed, if you're anxious, it doesn't matter how many motivational videos you watch, you can't even get out of bed. It is so debilitating. It is so difficult to do anything when you're facing these mental health issues. And if you're in that situation, you need to go out, get a therapist, go check into rehab, go find something, find some other therapy, whether it's a traditional therapy or a non-traditional therapy, to help you feel better. That way you can start living your life again, because these two things, your mental health and your physical health, can completely stop you from achieving any sort of success, no matter what education you have, no matter how much drive you think you have, because your brain will stop you from doing anything. Your body will stop you from moving forward. And then your spiritual health is your purpose. It doesn't have to mean religion. It's why are you on this earth? If you have a reason for why you do what you do, you're going to wake up every single morning driven to do and achieve something, and it'll make you feel that much more fulfilled. And that's where being financially healthy has the biggest impact. But if you are healthy, if you can get up, go to work every single day, if you can get up and get motivated and get excited by things, you're healthy and you have the ability to go out and achieve the success that you want to see. When somebody is facing physical or mental health issues, the only thing on their mind is being healthy. It's not how do I make more money. It's not how do I become successful. It's not how do I go out and achieve something big. It's how can I be healthy that way I can just start living my life again. So if you're healthy here, you are blessed. Fourth, you have the ability to save money. And when I say you have the ability to save money, I don't mean that financially you're making so much money that you can finally save money. I mean that you have the mentality of being able to live below your means, because the financial issues that so many people face, everybody will say that the reason why they're struggling financially is because they're not making enough money. But then what happens to all these people is if you go out and get a promotion, you get a bonus, you get a raise, your expenses, boop, suddenly go up too. And so now you got a bigger income, but then your expenses went up too, and now you still can't save any money. That's why you have so many people that are six-figure earners that are still living paycheck to paycheck, because they don't have the ability to save. And it doesn't go to your income, it doesn't go to your expenses, it goes to your mindset. It's the same reason why so many lottery winners end up broke or bankrupt in 5 years or less, because you don't have the ability to save. When you see money, you feel like you have to spend it. If you don't have that problem where you can have the ability to keep money, save it, invest it, keep it for yourself instead of having to spend it, well, you're richer than you think, because now you have the ability to go out and do something with that right mindset. Now, of course, you can work to develop this mindset. This goes to your education, this goes to your drive, this goes to your passion, this goes to what you want to see in your life. And so you can develop the ability to save money, you can develop the ability to invest, you can develop this ability to learn the financial education, but you have to be the one to take that first step, because the majority of people are just going to sit there and continue to complain about everything going wrong in their lives. You want to be different than the majority and start thinking like the minority, and start taking accountability for your life and figure out how you can make your life the best that it can be financially and in every other aspect. And before I move on to number 5, if you want to learn how to be a better investor in stocks, real estate, and crypto, you can check out Market Insiders. It's an investing education app that I created where every week you get access to coaching sessions on stock market investing, real estate investing, and cryptocurrency investing from coaches that are real life investors. These are people who have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of their own money invested, who are coaching you every week in this app. So if you want to try out Market Insiders, you can do it with our free 10-day trial, and then you can see if it's right for you. So I'll put the free trial to Market Insiders down in the description below. Number 5, you have the ability to talk about money. So many people put up these smoke screens when it comes to the topic of money. Don't talk about money, don't think about money, don't worry about money, because, well, you shouldn't. It's bad. And the reason why we create all these smoke screens is because people are insecure about their money. We're insecure about how we feel about our money. We don't know how money works. And so instead of actually dealing with the problem, we put up these smoke screens. Now, you don't have to go up and start plastering and talking about how much money you make, but you should be willing to talk about money. How do you talk about investing? How do you talk about financial freedom? How do you talk about wealth? How do you talk about how do you save money? These are things you should openly be talking about with your family and your friends, because now you can collaborate and work together to find the right solutions for your money, because money and wealth is a team sport. It doesn't have to be completely just you. Like, unlike when you play football or basketball where you have one winner and you have one loser, when it comes to money, you can have winners and winners, where now you win together as a team. This is what money is all about. But you have to be willing to talk about money. And this can be very difficult, because if you grew up in a household like me where money is taboo, where you don't talk about money, it can be extremely difficult. But you have to be willing to break these barriers and start talking about money. That way you can learn about money and see how you can help each other out to get better with money. It's kind of interesting when you think about it, because the majority of people look at money as this evil thing. And anybody who has a lot of money must be evil. It must be bad. It must have been gifted to them. They must have gotten lucky. But at the same time, they're sitting there complaining about money. So you're complaining about money, you hate people who have money, but instead, what I'm saying is start learning the rules about money. That way you can use a system to your advantage. That way you can be one of the people who have money too. Number 6, you understand that when you fail, it's a lesson. It doesn't mean that you're a failure as a person. So I was very fortunate that I never really understood this. I just kind of was me. Like every time that I failed, whether it was through a scam, whether it was through my business being shut down, whether it was through my Instagram account being hacked, whether it was through people stealing money from me, I always thought it was a lesson because, well, everybody told me I was stupid, essentially, where I would keep getting punched in the mouth and I would keep going back and back and back because I was a hardhead, I was resilient, but everybody else thought that it was stupid. But for me, every time I failed, I looked at it as a lesson. I really didn't think it was a lesson at the time. It was just a hurdle for me. But now I understand that you have to be willing to get up every time you get punched in the face. And people are going to think you're crazy. People are going to think you're stupid. People are going to think you're a lot of weird things because every time the world keeps telling you no, you keep getting back up and going at it again and again and again. Like when I started Minority Mindset, I started this whole channel and everything because I got scammed in another company that I was running. So I started making videos about how to start a business without getting screwed over. And I started talking about investing and all these things that I wish that I would have learned when I was getting started. And then I was building Minority Mindset, and then we had our Instagram account hacked and stolen. And this is right when I was getting started. So now I spent a couple months building up this brand. This is before I was on YouTube. And then it was all deleted. And then I started over. And everyone's like, well, why don't you just understand that the universe doesn't want you to do it? I mean, first you got scammed and then you got your Instagram account stolen. Just get a hint. But I just kept going because it was something that was interesting to me and it's something that I enjoyed. I didn't really think of it as a lesson at the time. It was just something that I enjoyed, but you have to be willing to get back up when you get punched in the face. And finally, number 7, you are not a hater, because a common trend amongst haters is they tend to be losers financially in life. I mean, people that constantly hate and criticize and talk about how, oh, it's unfair that they've achieved this success and that they hate on success. Typically what you see is that all of these people are not financially successful. Maybe they make a decent salary, but they never really get past average. And a big reason for that is your mindset is holding you back because you're constantly hating on everybody else who's successful, and haters tend to be losers. A common trend among successful people is they want to see other successful people win. They don't want to start putting other people down because it's just not good. It doesn't feel good. And if you see other people win, they can help you win because you understand, like I said a second ago, that money and success is a team sport. There isn't just a winner and a loser. You can have a winner and a winner. And the way that you can be a winner and a winner is if you stop hating everybody else and you start learning the game. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see how the rich use debt to not pay taxes legally and build wealth at the same time, I made a video covering it and you can watch it by clicking that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling. There's a difference between tax avoiding and tax evading. Tax evading is illegal. You're doing a crime and you will go to jail.